Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. This is Monique, Dutchy mom of two, aka Positivity Dealer, and I'm on a mission to inspire women out there to not give up on their dreams, on their goals. And how I do that is to ask ladypreneurs out there that already have success to tell us how they did it, how they overcame hurdles, and to give us a little training on how we can overcome hurdles and continue, because I'm convinced that you can earn an extra income and that you would continue if you know how to do it. So today I have an amazing lady. I followed her for quite some time on Instagram, and I really see her as a movie star. I don't know why. She is always so pretty. Her hair is always so well done. She does her makeup so beautiful, but she is also very funny, and that is what attracted me to her Instagram account. So, with no further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the lovely lady Rachel Roth. Rachel, she's getting to the stream. One moment. There she is. Hi, Rachel.
Hello.
My
Hi.
movie star.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Thank you
really,
so
that is
much for
really how
having
I
me.
think about you. It's one of the first videos that I saw of you. You were doing your hair with
Yeah.
you didn't you said something like, I haven't washed my hair in 2 or 3 days, and then you made something. So I said, my God, that hair. So since then I follow you, and you are really funny in your videos, but you get the message across, and that is really something that I really love on your way of posting. You are not how do we say it? It's normal. It's
Mm.
I like it. I really like it. So Rachel,
Oh,
welcome. Thank you
thank
for
you.
taking the time, because I know how busy you are. And tell us a little bit about you. Who's Rachel?
Yeah, I live in Fort Worth, Texas, and I am a wife, I am a mom, I have 3 kids, we have 2 dogs. So there is a lot of activity in our house at all times. And my husband and I are full-time business coaches. And so we absolutely love what we do and left the corporate world about, a few years ago and kind of jumped head first into coaching people on how to build successful businesses. And it's yeah, so that's what we do. It's the most fun that we've ever had.
Amazing. You just had a big event.
Mhm.
We are not going to talk about income claims, but I know you hit something really, really, really big 2 years ago. And you also told me that this is not the first company you're in. You were in two other companies. What made you decide to start an online business? What was the reason?
Yeah, that's such a great question. It actually came from a place of desperation more than anything else. It was truly a place of desperation where I was working a full-time job in corporate America,
Mm-hmm.
and I was leaving my children every day to go. I had a young little baby. He was 8 months old when I went back into the workforce, and our life just really necessitated that I bring in an income. And so I
Mm-hmm.
started leaving this little baby every day to go back to work, and it just was ripping me apart. I had always been very career driven, very success driven. But when
Mm-hmm.
I had my first baby, so I have one bonus child who's older, she's now 13. But when I had my first son, it was it just changed me as a person. And so when I had to leave him every day to go to this job, all I wanted to do was be more available to my family. And so that is what got me into it. I had no desire whatsoever to do an online business. I had, I think, a stigma in my mind that
Mm-hmm.
I had created. I had seen people do online businesses poorly in the past.
Yeah.
And because I had seen people do it poorly, I really thought, oh my gosh, this is not for me. This is not, and my husband was like, absolutely not. This is definitely a bad idea. But it really came from a place of just pure desperation.
Yeah. Okay. And how did you find it? Or did it find you? Did you see a certain post on internet, or it was somebody approaching you, or how long ago was it? Because I know you're on this company for about 5 years, but
Mhm.
the first time that you started, was this still belly to belly, or was it already all online, or how did that happen?
So this company that I'm with now, I saw a post on Facebook from a friend of a friend, a total stranger. And she was marketing a product that really caught my attention that I
Hmm.
really, really desperately needed at the time. And so I reached out purely from a customer standpoint, right? And
Hmm.
so we got on the phone, and the company was only 2 years old at the time. And so it was very much, there was not a huge online presence. There was not, I had never heard of it before, nothing. So I
Hmm.
reached out to this woman, and she gave me information, told me about the business opportunity, and then told me how to become a customer. I
Okay.
completely shut her down on the business side and said, "No, no, this is not
No
for me.
way.
I'm not interested, not interested. But I am interested in your product. So let me just become a customer of your
Mhm.
product." So that's how it started.
Oh, okay, so a post. Okay, and then tell us a little bit about your journey, because
Mhm.
you became really successful in this last company. I in the pre-interview I asked you, is that because all the baggage from these other companies and maybe personal development helped you? But you said no, it is also because not only that, but also because there are specific systems in place. What
Mhm.
made you successful? If you could say something specific. What is it that
Mhm.
makes Rachel successful?
Yep. Okay. Here's the difference between all companies, and I know, Monique, I told you this right when we first started, but all companies are not created equal.
Hmm.
So I think that this company is structured better than the other opportunities that I was with
Hmm.
before. I failed miserably at those, terribly, terrible failure at those, which is a good thing, right? It really set me up to look at this differently. Um,
Hmm.
Totally thought I was going to fail at this one too. I thought I was going to earn $50 a month, no big deal, right? So I got the products in as a customer, used them one time, and was floored. Totally floored, blown away by the products. And so, you know how women are, right? You find something you love, and then you call your friend, or you call your sister, or you call your mother, or whatever, and you start telling people about it, right? And so within about 24 hours, I had told four people. I had sent four people. I had told way more than four, but four of my closest people had all gone and purchased these products from
Okay.
this total stranger that I bought them from. And
Hmm.
so I at that point was like, "Oh my gosh. I mean, this is not on my radar. This is not what I want to do, but I do see a business opportunity here. I'm going to probably just earn $50 a month, and I'm going to pay for my own products, and that's it. That's all I'm
Yeah.
going to do. No big deal." Right after I joined, I'm talking within 3 weeks of me joining, I found out that I was expecting my next baby.
Oh.
So my baby at home was 18 months old by that point. So he was
Hmm.
18 months old. I had been leaving him for a year to go back to work, right? And I now found out right after I joined that I was expecting my next baby. And as miserable as I was leaving my baby at home, now I was kind of thrown into this turmoil and this absolute crisis mode of, how can I leave another baby to go back to a job that I hate? How can I create freedom for myself and my family and my children, be more available to them? How can I do that with this opportunity? And so the biggest difference, the biggest difference between my failure at the other two companies that I had been with and my massive success at this company was my desire to change my circumstances, because my
Okay.
desire to change my circumstances was bigger than my fear of failure. And so I attacked this opportunity with a completely different mindset and a
Yeah.
completely different approach than I ever attacked the other two.
Amazing. That's in, such an inspiration, because that is for so many women that become moms a thing. I leave my child at home, but I don't want to leave it at home, and so on. But they are afraid. What makes you different to do that?
I think that there is a fire, and I know you have 2 kids, and it just as a mom, there is a fire that you have for your children
Yeah.
that nothing else compares to. And I literally looked at my husband when we first got married. I looked at him in the eyes and I said, "Don't you dare ask me to be a stay-at-home mom. I am a producer. I like to, whatever. I like to work. I like to do this stuff." And he was like, "Great. That sounds awesome. I love that." And then I got pregnant and was like, "Don't make me go back. I can't go back." And so I literally just it changed me. Fundamentally, it changed me as a
Yeah.
person. And so what the difference maker was I did not leave myself an option for failure.
Yeah.
I came up with the exact number that I needed to hit in order to quit my job. So I went through my budget. I came up with the exact number that I needed to hit to make ends meet for me to quit my job. And so I had a goal and I had a deadline. I knew
Mhm.
exactly how long I was going to be pregnant. That baby was coming. Whether
Yeah.
I was ready or not, that baby was coming, right? And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I knew how long I had to hit that number. And so
Mhm.
I just started attacking. I just started going after it with a fire and with a motivation that can only come from that desire that was so strong to change my
Mhm.
circumstances and the desire to be there for my children.
Yeah. But was
Yeah.
that in this company or was it in the
Yeah.
former company?
Mhm.
That
Oh,
was in
yeah,
this
that was
company.
here.
Okay.
That was here. The last 2
Okay.
companies, literally, I mean,
Mhm.
I never got a successful team built. I maybe had a handful of customers. The other 2 companies are literally not even worth mentioning my experience there because it was such a massive failure because I didn't have a hunger. I didn't have a
Yeah.
motivation. I didn't have something that was driving me towards success and driving
Yeah.
me towards changing my circumstances. I was like, well, if it works, it works. If it doesn't,
Yeah.
I've still got this 9
Mhm.
to 5 job that pays my
Yeah.
bills
Yeah.
and I guess that'll be fine. I'll just keep
Yeah.
doing that. So,
You still had something, a plan B, and here you burned
mhm,
your bridges, the boats or whatever,
right.
or you can. And but I'm curious. The first two companies, and then you decided to do a third one.
Mhm.
How did that happen? Because you didn't have the
Yeah.
success, and then you
Yeah.
decided to do it anyway another time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, I think that the biggest thing was at the previous 2 companies, I was a failure and I completely lost faith and lost hope in succeeding in my industry. I thought,
Hmm.
no, I thought that is for a handful of people who have all the right circumstances. They got in at the right time and they had millions of people in their network. And that is why they were successful, right?
Okay.
When I joined my company, my third and final company, when I joined, what got me started was really my love for the products and the
Hmm.
fact that within 24 hours I had sent 4 people and they all bought it from this
Okay.
lady. And so I thought to myself, this is different.
Hmm.
I've never done that before. I've never referred people and had that many people interested in a product. But the product was such a brilliant concept
Hmm.
and so it just made sense to me from a business standpoint, and my only expectation was that I was gonna earn 50 bucks a month. I was gonna
Hmm.
earn 50 bucks a month, pay for my products, and that was it. Just something just
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
basic. And so what changed everything for me, so I really started with the very same mindset as
Hmm.
the other 2 companies.
Yes.
What changed my circumstances was when I found out I was pregnant. And that's when
Ah.
I said, I gotta, you're exactly right. Burn the ships. It's my husband's favorite thing to say. I gotta burn the ships. And I didn't care anymore. Kind of that fear of what other people thought, other people's opinions, my fear of failure, my fear of being embarrassed, my fear of being judged. All that
Hmm.
went out the window Because if
Okay.
you think about in your life, anytime that you have ever been in a crisis situation, right? So it could be a sick relative, it could be, you know, a child who is struggling with grades, it could be anything, right? But if you're kind of thrown into more of a crisis situation,
Mm-hmm.
what happens is all of the extra fluff in your life falls away. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It all
Mm-hmm.
falls away. You
Mm-hmm.
suddenly get tunnel vision, total
Mm-hmm.
tunnel vision on that goal and whatever crisis is right in front of you or whatever, that
Mm-hmm.
dominating thing that's happening in your life, you get tunnel
Mm-hmm.
vision and the other stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What Sally next door thinks about you, you don't even care because
Yeah.
you're focused on the goal at hand, the goal
Mm-hmm.
in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is what changed my entire life was that moment where I decided to let all the fluff and the noise that could interfere with
Mm-hmm.
my success, I let all of it go. And I got
Mm-hmm.
that tunnel vision and I knew I had a goal and I had a deadline. And that was the biggest gift that I had ever been given. And it's exactly how I coach my team. I say, you got to come up with a goal. You got to know exactly what you're going for, the
Mm-hmm.
exact number that you want to hit, the exact thing that you want to accomplish. And you have to come up with a deadline in order to get there. Because human beings just left to their own, fancy, they're gonna just let it roll around forever in their brain before they actually take action. It's easy on a Tuesday morning to say, nah, I'm going to just do
Mm-hmm.
that
I don't
tomorrow.
feel
I'm going to just let it do it. I'm just going to do it tomorrow. It's no big
it.
deal. Tomorrow, it's still early in the week. It's so easy to push it off. But when you have that fire and that looming deadline, right? Like I felt like it was
Mm-hmm.
chasing me. Like it was
Yeah. Yeah.
chasing me every single day. And I
Yeah.
had to make it happen before it got here. And as
Yeah.
my belly was growing and I was getting more and more pregnant, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is real." And
Yeah.
so, yeah,
Amazing. Amazing. And you have a huge team.
we
You
do.
are a big inspiration for your team. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a big team. But do you have? It cannot be otherwise. But you must have a certain system, a framework, or something that you work with. Because, like you say, you cannot say on Tuesday I don't feel like it, or you cannot
Mhm.
say on Sunday I'm doing nothing. Maybe once a while, but if you build a huge business like that in the beginning, afterwards that is different. Then you can put in other systems. But in the beginning, you have to do to work consistent. How do you train your? Would you mind share something how you something's calling you, Rachel? I want to start now. How do
Mhm.
you say them to start? What framework do you teach them? Is there something specific, or is it reach out a number of people a day, follow up, and so on and so on?
Yeah, no, that's such a good question. And I think that this actually is one of the biggest breakdowns in people's businesses because if like let's say you wanted to come and join my team and do this with me, what would I tell you to be
Hmm.
successful, right? And if I just threw you to the wolves and I said, "Go get them.
Hmm.
Go get them, Tiger. Go start making calls and doing it," and not kind of building a foundation, you would fail and you would
Hmm.
get so beat down and there would be nothing to tie you back to why you're doing this, right? So the very first thing I do is I get on a phone call and I usually try to keep it to about 20 to 25 minutes, but I get on a phone call with my direct team, the people who
Hmm.
are direct to me right when
Hmm.
they join within 24 to 48 hours, and we have a phone call and we are going to talk about and we're going to dive deep into why are they doing this business.
Hmm.
Tell me why you are doing this, because when you have a tough Tuesday, when you have a bad Friday, what's going to bring you back in and
Hmm.
keep your head in the game? What's going to bring you back over and over again when you get rejected? Because this is it's if you're going to put yourself out there as an entrepreneur, no matter what your business is, you are going to deal with rejection. And so, you have to tie it back to something more powerful than
Hmm.
just I'm doing it for fun, I'm doing it for
Hmm.
a couple extra bucks. There has to be a more powerful reason behind it. So
Yeah.
you want to earn $500 a month, tell me what that $500 represents to you, right? So
Yeah.
really getting to the bottom of why are you doing this, and identifying the exact number that they want to hit. Because then
Mm-hmm.
what we're going to do is, we have a pretty good idea. You want to hit this
Mm-hmm.
number. We know exactly what you need to
Okay.
do to accomplish that number. And so we're going to
100%.
work backwards, yeah, and
Yeah.
teach you step by step exactly what to do. And so that phone call is the very most important, to lay
Yeah.
that groundwork. And then we have some tools and some trainings that we have created that
Mm-hmm.
we are able to send them, so that they can really, kind of on their own watch, and they have to take responsibility for that as well, and
Yeah.
take that personal drive to get to know how to do this, and all of that. But we're always here as a resource. Within the first 90 days,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very available to them. It's not like I take every single phone call or text message right away and respond to it, but I respond as much as possible, because
Mm-hmm.
if they can achieve success in that first 90 days, they're so much more likely to stay in
To
it for the
continue.
long haul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is exactly why I do these shows, these interviews, because Rachel, you never hit a hurdle, you never had a problem. For you, everything went well from the first day. Is that true? Is that correct?
No. Goodness.
Did you have
Goodness, no.
problems in your
Oh,
journey?
yes. Yes. Oh
But
my
how did
gosh,
you
we lost,
overcome them?
yeah. Oh,
Sorry.
we
You
lost,
no
no, we
no
lost,
continue. Yeah.
yeah, massive amounts of our team, and had to rebuild, and different things happen. You truly, in our business, you are building a volunteer army.
Mm.
And so if I'm not your boss, and you're not reporting to me, and I can't, I'm not writing your paychecks, right? Like, that you are running your own business. I am getting a volunteer army. And so how do you motivate somebody who's volunteering, right?
Yeah.
And so when somebody leaves and goes away, my dogs just let themselves back in the house. Millie, our sweet Aussie doodle knows how to, come here, Millie, come here, sit. She knows how to open up the back door
Ooh.
by herself. She's
Oh,
very
she's
smart. And
beautiful.
so my husband did not lock the door, so she let
Okay.
herself in. So anyway, but what was I saying? I'm so sorry.
The lot of a big mass of your team left, and that you have a
Yeah,
voluntary army, and how
yeah,
can you motivate somebody who's volunteering?
yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. And so people who are not achieving the level of success that they want to achieve, they a lot of times think the grass is greener, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you and I talked about, if people are willing to not give up and keep moving forward, and be a part of the journey, and enjoy the learning and enjoy all of that. If they are willing to do that,
Mm-hmm.
then they will achieve success. But so many people quit before they realize it. They
Yeah.
quit before they realize the fruit of all of their labor.
Yeah.
And so sit, come here, sit.
That's what happens often now, because
Yeah,
they cannot see what is behind the hurdle.
that's
So how
right.
do you help overcome it? Because you know what is their goal, you know why they want to earn an extra 500, 1,000, or whatever is their
Mhm.
goal. But is that really enough to get them motivated again? You told me this, and you
Yeah.
have a bad Tuesday.
Right. Yeah. So I do think that getting really connected to why you're doing this is very, very important.
Hmm.
And then the second thing is making them feel like they belong to a community. Because
Hmm.
people want to feel like they belong to something bigger than themselves. They want to feel like they belong to a community. They want to feel. And so by fostering that, and by having group chats that are, broken down by rank and things like that, and having large pages where people interact on a Facebook page or whatever, where they interact and they ask each other for advice, and then they feel like they truly are part of a family.
Hmm.
And so that is a huge, huge part of it.
Yeah.
And so rebuilding, and when we lost a bunch of people, I had to look long and hard at myself, and how was I leading? What was
Hmm.
I doing to lead my team? What was I doing to pour into people? Was my focus on myself, or was my
Mm-hmm.
focus on my team? And I had to really tweak some things to make sure that my heart was in the right place and that
Mm-hmm.
my goals and dreams and all of that was truly for my team. Because you hear it from people everywhere, right? In leadership positions in this industry and outside of this industry. You want to earn $10,000 a month, teach 10 people how to earn $1,000 a month, right? And so if the goal and the focus comes off of you, which is so hard to do because especially in the culture that we have today, the focus is so self-centered and what is this
Mm-hmm.
going to do
Yeah.
for me and
Yeah.
all of
What's in
that.
it
But
for
when the
me? Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But when the focus can truly come off of you
Yeah.
and go and fully focus on what is best for
Mm-hmm.
um, somebody else, that really that is so key to
Yeah.
leading effectively. And so I'm
Yeah.
actually reading right now Simon Sinek's book, Leaders Eat Last, and it is
Mm-hmm.
it's just so true. It
Yeah.
is so true. And yeah.
That was my next question. What is your
Oh.
favorite book?
Oh boy. Listen, that is a really tough question. I just finished The Compound Effect,
Oh.
and that was absolutely amazing. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Good to Great is another one I just finished, and this is the flywheel. He talks about in Good
Oh.
to Great. I just got the little manual for the flywheel in
Mm-hmm.
last night in the mail, so I'm excited.
Okay.
I need to dive in and look at that. But I devour books, and I will
Mm-hmm.
tell you, I know that you and I talked about you something changed in my business a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago, I felt stagnant. I
Mm-hmm.
felt like even though I had had this massive success on paper,
Mm-hmm.
and you looked at it from the outside looking in, there's nothing else that Rachel could possibly need to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is wrong. I felt stagnant, I felt uninspired, I felt exhausted,
Okay.
I felt drained of energy. And so I did something a year and a half ago, and it was kind of by accident, but it completely changed my life.
What
And
was it?
what happened was I started a very specific morning routine.
Okay.
And what I realized is that a morning routine drives everything else throughout your day.
Yeah.
And if you can have a strong morning routine, that's going to drive your whole day. And
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to finish, and you might be tired and exhausted, but that next morning, you're going to start that morning routine all over again, and you're going to energize yourself. And so my morning routine is three things. The first thing is I wake up before the rest of my house. I wake up early. I set that alarm. It is dark outside. It is not fun. That bed is warm and cozy, but I set my alarm and I get up before the rest of my house every single day. Because the
Mm-hmm.
minute those kids wake up, they're going to ask mom for something. The minute
Yeah.
my husband wakes up, he's asking me for his wallet or where are my keys, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I I set my alarm and I get up and I have an hour of uninterrupted quiet time to
Mm-hmm.
myself in the morning. And during that time, I spend pouring into my heart, my soul, my intentions for the day. I get my head straight and my heart straight on why am I doing what I'm doing? What is my goal? Not
Uh-huh.
just in my business, but what is my goal in my life? What is my goal as a mom? What is my goal as a wife? What is all of these things, right? And it's not like I'm taking just 30 minutes on each topic, but I am getting myself right here
In the
and
right
here
mindset. Mm-hmm.
before anything else, and the right heart set. And
Yeah.
that is so important before anything else detours me and throws me off. The second thing I do is the minute that's over, if I'm blowing my hair dry, if I'm doing my makeup, if I'm doing anything, I've got these AirPods in and I am listening to a book.
Yeah.
So I have young children at home. I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. If I sit down to read a book, 2 sentences in, I'm going to fall asleep on that
Mm-hmm.
couch. I'm going to
Yeah.
find a pillow and I'm going to doze off. So, right now, for this stage of my life, I always have these AirPods in when I am doing anything. If I am folding laundry, if I'm unloading the dishwasher, if I'm cleaning the kitchen after dinner and I've sent the kids outside to play, does not matter. I am feeding my mind
Yeah.
with
With something.
something that is, yes, setting my soul on fire. It
Yeah.
is not just something like, this is good stuff. No, I am setting my soul on fire with
Beautiful.
books that teach me how to be the most effective leader, how to be the most effective at what I do. And it keeps me humble. It makes me realize how much I don't know, how much more I have to learn, how much more I have to give, right? And it just keeps this thing going. And so I feed my heart and soul first thing in the morning in the quiet of the day before anything interrupts me. I feed my mind all day long with stuff like this. And then
Mm-hmm.
the third and final thing is I quit making excuses. It
Okay.
is
Mm-hmm.
easy to make excuses when you don't feel like doing something, when you don't want to lose 5 pounds, when you want to eat pizza, when you want to do whatever, right? It doesn't matter what it is. When you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to quit your job, when you does not matter. It is we are masters at making excuses for
Yes.
why things aren't happening.
Mm-hmm.
Blaming other people, making excuses. It's because, my husband didn't do this and so that's why I didn't do this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything in your life outside of external things that we can't control, like
Yeah.
sickness, things like that. Everything in your life is within your control.
Yeah.
And so you can control how you respond to things. And so my husband and I love to say, we were in a seminar a long time ago and they said, draw a circle around yourself and fix what's inside the circle. And I was
Yeah.
like, dad gummit, you know what? I have all these people that I want to blame stuff on. I want to blame everybody for my lack of success in whatever area of my life,
Yeah.
but I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. Once I heard that, I was like, dang it, it's all on me. I got
Yeah.
to draw a circle around myself and fix what's inside the circle. And so that has been
That's beautiful.
revolutionary in my life. But those
Mm-hmm.
three things, and that changed my life. I started showing up to my team as a humble leader. I started showing up with more love. I started showing up with more empathy. I started showing up as the number one producer on my team. So I might have, you know, 28,000 people on my team, but I'm the number one producer because I'm going to walk the walk. And
And yeah.
in pouring myself into things like that, the self-development and the leadership
Yeah.
development made me realize that that is very important for me to walk that walk and show them. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm showing you what to do
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah.
doing it myself.
Yeah, yeah, that is so very important, not only for your team but for also for your family. But when they are in their teens and twenties, and then it gets sometimes a little bit difficult. But I think that when you show up and you show them and your team and your what a leader you are, show them by doing, not by saying what they have to do. That is really really powerful. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that. So Rachel, the time is already running over. So I'm so glad that you share all
Yeah.
these wisdom and knowledge. I have a request, and you can say no. Would you mind, not now, but would you mind after this interview share with us your top 5 or maybe even your top 10 favorite personal development books that you read in the last 18 months? Why? I'm a huge fan of personal development. My favorite books for the moment are uh, Outwitting the Devil from Napoleon Hill and 3 Feet from Gold. Those were amazing. I listen also to Audible all the time. So 3 Feet from Gold is from Sharon Lechter and Craig Reed. It is amazing. It's a story, but it is so powerful. And I re-listened to Paul Coelho, the Alchemist, so full of wisdom. So if you could share your top 5 or your top 10, what you read the last, because I think if we read more, then we give our brain a much better food to develop
Mhm.
ourselves. So if you would, and you can say no,
Oh,
of course, and
absolutely. I
I will
would
put it
love to. I
in
would love
there.
to. This is my love language. You don't understand. Yes, let me and I'm telling you, if somebody feels stagnant in any area of their life, you start reading something that pushes you to be a better version of yourself, it will
Mhm.
get you out of that funk. If
Yeah.
anybody feels stagnant. And so I would love to do that. I'll get that list right
Okay,
over to you.
amazing. So Rachel, where can people find you to reach out to
Yeah.
you to ask questions or tell us?
Yes. Yes. I am primarily on Instagram, and my Instagram is Rachel_R_Roth, ROTH. And so, yes, and please find me and send me a DM, and I would love to answer any questions. I'm an open book, and my heart is truly to serve anybody who wants to improve their life in any capacity.
Oh, thank you so much. I will put the link to your Instagram also into the description. So I know you have a lot on your plate for today. I wish you all the best, all the success in the world. And I maybe come to Texas to live there. Not for
You come on. You are welcome here. We would love to
that's
have you.
it's really something on the top of my list. That's for true. So that's for sure. So thank you very much. Do you have a last comment or note or remark of wisdom for the audience before we part?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. And truly, if you if you ever feel stuck, if you ever feel lonely, if you ever feel, it's like the key to everything is to take the focus off of yourself and shift the focus to other people. It actually fixes just about anything in your life. If you feel stagnant, you feel stuck, you feel whatever, just shift the focus from looking inward to looking outward. And it will change your entire perspective. It's going to change your mood. It's going to change absolutely everything. And so that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in this journey of mine. And so, yes.
I wish you all the best, a lot of more success, because the more success you have, the more people you can inspire. So that is amazing. And I wish you a great day. And thank you for taking the time to do this interview. Have a great day.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. Bye. Have a great night.
Bye bye. So, this was an amazing interview. I hope you like it too. What an inspiring woman, Rachel. I was so blessed that she could make the time for us. So, recap, focus on the outside, not on the inside, like Rachel just said, because that is so important. If it's all about me, then you will not get further in your life. And if you want to go further in your journey, in your life, in your business journey, or whatever it is, there are some things that you have to do to get to move on. And you can do it, everybody can do it, but you have to find that little spark in your future that is going to help you to get over the hurdle and to inspire you to do better and to achieve your goals and dreams. So for now, I'm going to wish you a very great afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are at the moment. And I hope to see you in the next episode of the Ladiespreneurs on Fire Tuesday live training show. Bye for now.